Top 10 Fascinating Facts about the Venus of Willendorf. Join us as we delve into the secrets of the Venus of Willendorf, a figurine that has captivated historians and archaeologists for over a century. What hidden stories and meanings does this masterpiece of Paleolithic art reveal? Discover 10 fascinating facts that will shed new light on this ancient figure. Number 10. Small but significant. The Venus of Willendorf, standing at a modest height of approximately 11 centimeters, challenges the notion that size is directly proportional to importance. This small figure, meticulously carved from oolitic limestone and later dyed with red ochre, stands out not only for its size but also for the craftsmanship with which it was created, considering the limited tools available during the Paleolithic. The figurine represents a female figure with voluptuous forms, leading to speculation about its possible role as a symbol of fertility or well-being in its culture. The anatomical details of the Venus, marked by pronounced curves and physical exuberance, contrast with its small scale, suggesting that its creation was intended to capture the essence of femininity or what femininity represented to the Paleolithic inhabitants. This piece is one of the most famous in the study of prehistoric art, serving as a key example of how ancient societies perceived and venerated the human form. The fact that the Venus was found intact, despite its fragility and antiquity, is a testament to its enduring cultural value. The oolitic limestone, the material from which it is made, often does not withstand the passage of time well, making its preservation even more significant. The application of red ochre not only added color but may also have had a ritual or symbolic meaning, reinforcing the theory that the Venus was an object of great ritual or social importance to those who created it. Number 9. Not always known as Venus. The name, Venus, applied to the Willendorf figurine is the product of a much more modern interpretation than the object itself. This designation was adopted after its discovery in 1908, inspired by Roman figures of Venus known for their beauty and love. However, it is highly unlikely that the creators of the figurine associated it with these concepts. The figure might have served as a talisman in fertility rituals or as a symbol of prosperity and survival, crucial in an environment where fecundity could be interpreted as a blessing for the community. This nomenclatural misunderstanding reflects how cultural interpretations can change over time. Archaeologists and art historians often project modern contexts and meanings onto ancient artifacts without concrete evidence of the original intentions of their creators. The Venus of Willendorf, therefore, serves as a reminder of the need to consider works of art in their own historical and cultural context, without imposing anachronistic interpretations that could distort their original meaning. The choice of the term, Venus, may have initially helped capture attention on the figure and secure its place in academic and public discourse. However, it has also led to ongoing debates about the representation and symbolism of such figures, with some scholars arguing that the interpretation of the figure as a fertility icon is more fitting to its prehistoric context. This illustrates how prehistoric art remains an open field for interpretation and re-evaluation, as new evidence is discovered and new theories developed. Number 8. Accidental discovery. The story of the discovery of the Venus of Willendorf is as fascinating as the figure itself. It was found unexpectedly in 1908 by a team of archaeologists led by Joseph Sombathy at a Paleolithic site near the small village of Willendorf, in Austria. This discovery occurred during a series of excavations that were funded with the aim of building a railway line in the region, a project that, unknowingly, was about to unearth one of the jewels of prehistoric art. The context of the discovery enhances the fortuitous nature of many significant archaeological finds. The area where the Venus was found was not initially a site of prominent archaeological interest, suggesting that similar treasures might remain hidden in unexpected places, waiting to be discovered under ordinary circumstances. The presence of this particular figurine in the region points to a history of human occupation that is rich and varied, offering clues about the expansion and practices of Paleolithic populations in Europe. The methodology of the excavations of the time also plays a crucial role in the interpretation of this discovery. Although archaeological techniques were not as advanced as they are today, the recognition of the importance of the artifact was immediate. This find not only shed light on the migratory patterns and cultural practices of ancient European societies but also established a precedent for future archaeological investigations in the region and across the continent, underscoring the importance of archaeology in building our understanding of the human past. Number 7. Exaggerated features. The Venus of Willendorf stands out for its unusually detailed depiction of exaggerated body features, such as the breasts, abdomen, and buttocks. These proportions not only draw attention for their prominence but also for what they suggest about ideas of beauty, health, and fertility in the Paleolithic. The exaggeration of these body parts could be interpreted as a symbolism of fertility and the woman's ability to nurture life, a priority for survival in prehistoric times where mortality was high and fecundity valued. Moreover, the robustness of the figure suggests that fatness might have been seen as a sign of prosperity and well-being, indicating that the person represented had access to sufficient food resources, a crucial aspect in an environment where food scarcity was frequent. This perception could have been fundamental for communities facing the uncertainties of hunting and gathering, elevating the figurine to a possible object of veneration that symbolizes hope and the continuity of the community. Although the exact interpretation of its symbolism is subject to debate, the figure clearly plays a prominent role in the spirituality or ritual practices of its creators. The absence of a defined face also could be representing women in a more universal or idealized sense, not as a specific individual but as an archetype or mother deity, focusing all attention on the body and what it represents in terms of life and fertility within its culture. Number 6. Absence of face. The Venus of Willendorf is particularly notable for its lack of distinctive facial features. Instead, its head is covered by what appears to be braids or some type of intricately carved cap. This absence of face has intrigued historians and archaeologists, raising the question of why the creators of the figurine chose to omit such fundamental details as the eyes, nose, and mouth, which are common in other prehistoric figures. One theory is that this omission may indicate that the importance of the figurine lay in representing the female body as a vehicle for fertility and reproduction, rather than the individual identity of the figure. By not focusing on individual features, the figurine could have been intended to represent all women or femininity itself, as a broader and more universal concept within the culture that created it. This focus on the generic rather than the individual could have helped the figure fulfill a more powerful and encompassing symbolic function. Additionally, the covered head may suggest specific rituals or social status within the Paleolithic community, possibly indicating that the figure represented a deity or a sacred symbol used in ceremonies. The head covering could also be interpreted as a form of protection or reverence, adding a level of sacredness and mystery to the figure, and reinforcing its role in fertility and prosperity-centered religious or ritual practices. Number 5. An icon of prehistoric art. The Venus of Willendorf has become one of the most iconic symbols of Paleolithic art and is an essential object of study in many archaeology and prehistoric studies courses. This figurine not only provides a window into the artistic and cultural practices of more than 25,000 years ago, but it is also central in contemporary debates about perceptions of women in ancient societies. The way the female figure is represented in the Venus offers clues about the status of women and the importance of femininity in the Paleolithic. The figurine stands out in art history not only for its antiquity and the skill with which it was created but also for what it represents in terms of the evolution of human thought and artistic expression. Through it, we can explore how early human societies might have conceptualized universal themes such as life, death, and reproduction, all fundamental elements of human existence. Moreover, the Venus of Willendorf is a key piece for understanding the transmission of knowledge and beliefs through art, demonstrating that even in prehistoric times, humans used sculpture as a form of communication and documentation of their cultural values. This understanding helps fill gaps in our knowledge of non-literate cultures and provides a tangible connection point with our most remote ancestors. Number 4. Revealing technology. In recent years, the application of advanced microscopy technologies has allowed archaeologists and conservators to study the Venus of Willendorf with an unprecedented level of detail. These studies have revealed traces of pigmentation on the surface of the figurine, suggesting that it was originally painted, possibly with red ochre, a common practice in various Paleolithic figurines to add realism or symbolic meaning. The presence of pigment on the Venus of Willendorf not only speaks to the aesthetic and technical capabilities of its creators but also to the possible ritual or symbolic importance of coloring. Color could have had purposes ranging from a more faithful representation of human life to use in specific rituals where colors had particular meanings, possibly related to blood, fertility, or protection. Additionally, the use of technologies such as electron microscopy and spectroscopy has allowed the identification of the exact materials used and their possible origins, which in turn helps reconstruct the trade networks and commerce routes of the Paleolithic. These discoveries not only enrich our understanding of the Venus of Willendorf but also open new avenues of research on cultural and economic interactions in prehistoric Europe. Number 3. Inspiration for art and culture. Over the years, the Venus of Willendorf has transcended its original archaeological context to become a source of inspiration in the world of art and contemporary culture. Artists, writers, and thinkers have found in this figure a powerful symbol to explore themes related to the representation of the female body, beauty, and identity. The figurine has been reimagined in various artistic forms, from paintings and sculptures to installations and performances, reflecting its enduring impact on human creativity. The recurring use of the Venus of Willendorf in debates about body image and beauty standards also underscores its relevance in modern discussions on feminism and body acceptance. This ongoing dialogue between the past and the present enriches our understanding of how cultural perceptions of the body can be both universal and specific to time and place. The figure has not only served to connect people with their ancient history but has also acted as a mirror reflecting contemporary concerns and aspirations. By doing so, the Venus of Willendorf continues to play a vital role in visual culture, demonstrating how an object created thousands of years ago can remain relevant and provocative in a modern context. Number 2. Controversies and debates. The interpretation of the Venus of Willendorf has been the subject of numerous debates and controversies within the academic community. While some scholars consider it a representation of a goddess or a religious symbol, others argue that it might have been simply an everyday object within its cultural context, or even an amulet with specific meanings for health and fertility. The lack of written records from that period leaves these interpretations open to speculation, making each new theory add layers of complexity to our understanding of this figure. Moreover, the exact function of the figurine remains a mystery. This not only arouses the interest of art historians and archaeologists but also captures the imagination of the general public. Was it an object of veneration, a talisman used in rituals, or simply an artistic representation of the Paleolithic woman? This uncertainty has fueled ongoing exploration and an enriching dialogue about the cultural practices and spiritual beliefs of prehistoric societies. The controversy also extends to how the figure should be displayed and described in museums and academic literature. Discussions on how to present the Venus without imposing modern interpretations on an ancient object underscore the difficulty of separating our own cultural context from that of past societies. These debates are crucial for archaeological and museological practice, as they seek to respect the integrity and multitude of meanings that an object like the Venus of Willendorf can encapsulate. Number 1. Unmatched historical value. The discovery of the Venus of Willendorf marked a significant milestone in our understanding of Paleolithic societies, offering a direct window into the mindsets and cultural practices of that time. This figurine is not just a masterpiece of prehistoric art for its antiquity and the skill in its creation, but also for what it reveals about the evolution of human societies and their belief systems. The Venus of Willendorf helps us understand how our ancestors saw the world, what they valued, and how they expressed those values through art. The figure provides evidence of the existence of a social and spiritual structure that valued, to some extent, aspects of fertility and reproduction, which were fundamental for survival and the continuity of their communities. Moreover, its study offers clues about the economy, trade networks, and technology of the time, based on the materials and methods used in its creation. Through its preservation and study, the Venus of Willendorf continues to play a vital role in education and research, influencing generations of scholars and art enthusiasts. Every aspect of its existence, from its discovery to its conservation and the interpretations it has inspired, reflects a facet of human curiosity and the desire to connect with our past. Through it, we maintain an ongoing dialogue with our ancestors, continuously exploring and revaluing our shared cultural legacy.